let's start. Here we are at the traditional Dream Factory, regenerative playground, living lab of the world. And yeah, we're here to record the first little Steward Journal. We're going to try to publish these every week, I think. Recap a little bit what's going on, what we're learning, and what the intentions are for the coming weeks. Maybe you want to briefly share who you are and what brought you here.
Yes. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm from Ireland, and me coming to TDF was accidental, sort of. In June, I had 2 weeks of holidays, and I knew I wanted to go somewhere. I wasn't sure. I was checking around a few different options, and I just texted a friend of mine to say, it'd be nice to meet up. What are you doing in June? And he was coming here. So I arrived not coming from the regen background, not really knowledgeable about land, had never heard of Web3, any of these things. And I came here and I struggled really with imposter syndrome for the first half a week and just feeling as if I was a tourist and I didn't really belong. And then, of course, the TDF love and magic kicks in. And by the end of my stay, I was so happy and felt so at home here that I left, and now I'm back for the stewardship program, which is 12 weeks. What about you? How did you find your way here?
How did I find my way?
More deliberately, maybe.
Well, life is a little bit of both. But yeah, for me, first and foremost, my name is August. I'm from Norway, and this is my first time in Portugal. But yeah, what brought me to TDF? I guess that will be my life story, but I'll try to keep it a bit to the point. I've been kind of exploring the landscape of global challenges and stuff for quite some years, trying to figure out how I can be most in service to life on Earth and use my life to have a positive impact. So that took me on a journey to exploring different sustainability challenges, food systems, the circular economy, etc. And yeah, it's been many years of kind of learning a lot of kind of conceptual, theoretical stuff, and trying to do a little bit of work on the ground with student organizations and yeah, side projects. But I think yeah, I really came from a place where I wanted to kind of try to embody the change that I wanted to see in the world a bit more. And yeah, seeking out places and projects and communities that really tries to do that. So yeah, anyways, I think it was this spring. Yeah, this spring, a friend of mine from Germany who just moved to Norway and wanted to bring these serious games into education. Serious games being yeah, games that you play not just for the fun and the play of it, but actually for kind of learning, for team building, for complex problem solving, for scenario simulation and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he brought me to Berlin to this place called MooSpace. And yeah, there I met some people in the region, Web3, crypto, blockchain space, which I had been curious about for quite a while. And yeah, he invited me to come to Region Village, Brussels this summer, where I went. And
you were there?
Yes, I was there. That was really cool.
I was there too, because I live in Brussels. I met Sam and Luna there, yeah. So, did you go to the pizza party?
I did not go to the pizza party.
I didn't go to that many events. But okay, so we've been in the same space previously. Yeah.
Very cool. That was this summer. Anyways, I get down rabbit hole. So, but anyways, going from life back in Norway, working on different things there, to becoming curious about this whole regenerative movement and these new emerging decentralizing technologies of Web3 and crypto and blockchain, and learning a bit about stuff like refi and microfi, and like how can we use these tools to be in service of life and try to regenerate health on the planet and health of communities and health in ourselves. And yeah, so I went to Brussels. I got immersed in this large, this emerging community of people in the intersection of kind of permaculture, eco-villages, regeneration, and decentralizing tech. Really, really like the vibe. And yeah, I didn't meet Sam and Luna properly, but I got familiar with TDF, and yeah, many people just brought up that yeah, TDF would be a meaningful place to visit. By the way, I realize I'm rambling way longer than we probably have time for.
It's okay. I mean, my story of coming here is shorter because it was just an accident. You've had more of a specific journey coming here. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, somehow we arrived, same place, same time. And the stewardship program is like a really, like it's really jumping in with your 2 feet, which I think is a really nice way to start, right? You just, you come and you're not just visiting the place, but now we're somewhat hosts, parents, something.
Yeah, that's been a fast journey from yeah, just getting here and starting to learn about how things are run, and like what is here, and to kind of operating the whole thing. Not operating the whole thing, but yeah,
doing our best to help things run smoothly, and yeah. So you've been here almost 5 weeks now, is that correct?
Yeah, I guess this is the 5th week. So it started in September, and then, like you mentioned, the stewardship program is for 12 weeks until the end of November. And I guess also to give a little bit of context of the stewardship program, it's like a 12-week practical education program where we basically come here to be stewards of the land, to contribute to keep things running, both the kind of the guests and the accommodation and the space, but also the land, the gardens, the food forest, water systems, and some of the digital stuff, content creation. I guess the stewardship is also an invitation to bring our gifts, our skills, our dreams into the place to co-create with Sam and Luna and the community here.
Yeah, it's really just a bit of everything, which I think is great and could be very overwhelming, but somehow it's done in a really nice way that we can join workshops and then lean into the areas where we have existing skills already, and to feel that what we have to give is really meaningful, what's already in us, and then keep building it together. And it's a great experience. It's intense though, right? It's
yeah, so far it's been
so far there's been a lot. So I started the program 2 weeks delayed behind you. I had a wedding of a very special friend, so I was happy to be able to join while also facilitating being there. And it was a lot. It was chaotic, right? It was after a lot of people from TDF had gone to Gathering of the Tribes and chatted to people, got everybody very excited, and then brought a whole bunch back here. And it was busier than I had ever seen the place, but it was somehow, it was somehow just great to jump in because there was lots to be done and lots to see. I definitely did find it overwhelming in the beginning. I'm not sure if that was your experience. I think it was the first week or two really felt to me like maintenance. Like we were just trying to catch up on things, keep things going. And now I'm starting to feel a bit more familiar, and I can see, okay, there's some systems here for changing and doing things. And it's also been great for sort of learning, I think, self-management and self-care. Like, I'm the kind of person, I could go on a day trip to a spa and somehow burn myself out, right? By trying to do too much or be too much to different people.
All the massages, all the saunas.
Exactly, yeah. So here it's been really great to learn, nobody's asking for more than I can give. This is a regenerative place. We focus on sustainability for the environment, but also for the people, that it has to be a place that's created with love and care, and that people want to come to and want to be a part of long term. So that's also been a lesson for me to not do too much when nobody's asking for it. And it's always a balance, right? There's things that have to be done, and I think we find different ways of recharging. Me, for example, I have recharged so much by hanging out with the kids who have visited here. I have absolutely loved having the children visiting. Even if we don't speak the same language, somehow we play, and it brings me a lot of energy and joy. And that's been really great. I mean, I've always enjoyed kids, but I can see that for other people, that kind of being right in with the kids can be more tiring. But that's really been my savior so far. So yeah, really big
Kids and
love
the
to
cats and the
Otis,
chickens.
Mateo, Alma, Astrid, Kai, all the little babas and young kids. They've been so special to me.
Mm. It's been a joy to be around them and also see the energy that comes out of you when you're around them. So, yeah, definitely a joy to also have such a diversity of people here, different ages, some with kids, yeah, some older couples looking for places to, yeah, to kind of settle into community. And yeah, it's really people coming in and out is really such an enriching experience. Just trying to look back to the thread we were on, which was basically yeah, what brought us here, and then how has it been so far?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it's the 5th week. Time is really flying by. I guess the first week, um, yeah, the first week was basically like everyone coming back after summer, doing like a deep clean and preparing the spaces and preparing for the seasons, and jumping straight into this gathering of tribes you also mentioned, which was, I guess you didn't get the opportunity to go there, but I did, and that was also like a deeply, um, yeah, deeply transformative experience. Like meeting change makers from across the world that is coming together in this kind of regenerative movement to, yeah, to synergize, to collaborate, to connect, and to, yeah, to be, to do, to play, to work, and yeah, so kind of first week coming here, second week this gathering of tribes, third week, which is decompression week afterwards, where, like you mentioned, both we who had been there from the village district, and yeah, and some of the other people that have been curious about TDF came down here, decompressing.
It felt a bit more compressing than decompressing, indeed.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah, that was my experience.
A little bit of both,
yeah,
like everything
yeah.
here. A little bit of both. It was, yeah, getting some time to just take in all the experiences and reflect and keep the conversations going. It was also nice to have a little bit of continuity with the people, and not just like meeting all these people and everyone is away, but actually have a little
Yeah.
bit of time,
Good
like
point.
for some of them, even like 1, 2, 3 weeks afterwards. That was good. So yeah, decompression. We had a full moon circle.
Yes,
That was really nice as well.
that was beautiful. Yeah, shortly after we arrived, and yeah, really nice kind of ceremonial opportunity.
Silent walk of the land, and infusing it with intentions and visions, and watching the sunset from the like the playful temple they're building up there with the hot tub and stuff, and the moon, full moon coming up, and then music and dance and play and food, and yeah, all
And
the
the
kind
moon
of
salutations, that was my first bit of jumping in, and yeah, just guiding the moon salutation was great. Just a kind of a reminder again of that we have all these opportunities to just add little touches, add some specialness to the moment.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I guess we have been talking before we came here about what we wanted to bring, what we wanted to learn and kind of practice, like stepping into doing more facilitation of both workshops and play and yoga and yeah, different things. And opportunities for that just keep on popping up almost every day.
Yeah.
You can literally like do a spontaneous yoga moon salutation thing up, yeah, on a land tour, or yeah, just put something on the board of the week, like oh, let's do a yoga tonight, or do a reflection circle, or yeah, have a conversation about grief and change and transition, or yeah, just like music, sauna. A lot of space for co-creation and space for playful experimentation and kind of stepping into responsibility and stepping into different roles.
Yeah, and I think finding our feet with the roles as well, and yeah, I guess the feeling of transitioning into taking more ownership, because of course in the beginning it was sort of discussed as part of the stewardship role, but there was for me, I felt a certain time period of where I was maybe not as actively leading or as actively jumping into things. And then we had our first team meeting, which was really helpful actually to see that, look, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of space to sort of devolve within the structure of how things are, to take, you know, the core team who live here all the time, Sam, Luna, Luca, Ofer, and Mika. That's it's really great to sort of destructure things as much as we can, so that not every single question goes up to them, but to move things around a bit. And I think we're really stepping into that since that meeting, which helped kind of clarify and give that push. And yeah, and then for the future, I think that's really exciting then to think what we can do. I woke up, I sleep really well usually, but I woke up at 5:45 this morning writing down TDF event stuff that I would love to do. And I felt really inspired. Because as you say, there's moments all the time for just bringing stuff and creating, you know, themed weeks or just, you know, one-off events and stuff. Yeah, my one big idea that I would love to do is a wellness week.
A wellness week.
Yeah.
That'd be like a regenerative retreat.
Well, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I had just thought of it as wellness, as in really personal wellness, to help each other to get even just for a week, a daily practice of some breath work, cold showers. I'm sure we can do as a ice bath alternative, and I think we all have different practices we can share to really focus on that mental wellness. And you know, the people who do this kind of work and come to these places are very passionate. They give a lot, they do a lot, and it's really easy to get burned out.
Yeah, dreams. It's a traditional dream factory, and sometimes you have to wake up in the middle of night to capture these dreams and jot them down on paper.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah. Just thinking about how to keep the flow going. It's been a little bit of what Doro's here, how the last few weeks have been like, how it's been like to be a steward so far, going from learning about all the systems and how things are run into stepping into different responsibilities and roles and kind of clarifying, what do we want to bring. And maybe we could share a little bit about who is here? Who is here? Who are we meeting? You mentioned we have the core team, which is kind of Sam, Luna, Luca on the build, and the land managers of Mika, and you and me as the stewards. And then, it's a little flux of volunteers. We've had Milo here for a while and a few other volunteers. There's mainly been Milo.
So the volunteering is a really great program. That's how I came initially, my first 2 weeks. So volunteers are invited to come, and we ask for 4 hours of work a day. So it's nice, it's accessible, relaxing. In the morning we have their daily stand-up. We bring everybody together, share names, stretch together, and then there's a chance to see what team needs support that day, what work can be done, and the volunteers divide up among that. So you can be working in the garden, weeding, planting, construction. Luca is always looking for people to dig, and it's basically a workout, a workout for free and with lots of intensity. For space care as well, then there's, you know, resetting up of the tents, the glamping, just keeping things looking really nice.
The guests coming in and out.
Yeah, exactly. Meta then is what you've been working on and focusing in. Maybe you want to talk about that?
Sure. So I guess we're getting into the 4 core teams. One of them is kind of land management with the gardens and with the water systems and stuff. Second one being build and construction. Guess we're now constructing this natural swimming pond and the temple, and then a little bit of work with the sauna. Then it's space care, which you also mentioned, just both people coming in and out in the tents and the kitchen and activity room, and keeping the space nice. And then the fourth one would be Meta, which is more like the digital infrastructure, digital infrastructure, content creation, social media, kind of communication and marketing, and a little bit of kind of strategy systems. So I guess this maybe brings us a little bit into intentions for the stewardship and for the season. I've had intentions for a while to start sharing a little bit, like creating content and sharing both from my journey and all the beautiful initiatives and people and projects I see around me. So this stewardship is also have been an opportunity to like step into that and synergize with creating content for TDF, both conversations with guests, like a podcast format, these weekly steward journals, maybe doing some blogging and writing some articles that is relevant. And yeah, just getting the word out there of what is happening here, who is visiting, what are the projects going on, what are the events, whether there's wellness weeks or regenerative mastermind weeks or this art fair that they're gonna have. Yeah, permaculture design course. Basically, communicating what is going on in different places and forms. I guess another intention or dream that we have been talking about is to create like kind of a handbook for stewards or a TDF playbook, maybe complemented by some introduction videos to the different spaces around, maybe even a little guided audio tour throughout the land with like a vision, not vision quest, but a quest where you can do different things and maybe earn some carrots. So these are all things that goes into the bucket of meta, and some of the dreams that we are dreaming of bringing into reality.
Yeah. For me, definitely the manual. I'm starting with the kitchen manual, but then the sort of the greater induction is something I'm really passionate about because we want to make it as playful as possible here. So the thing is the systems and the things that are really like practical logistical knowledge, we want to just make it really clear that people can come, they can join easily, so there's none of that sort of not being sure what to do, where to go, feeling like you have to ask a million questions on really logistical stuff. So if we have this really clearly laid out, then the time that you have saved with that, then you can ask the bigger questions, right? Like, then you can have these deep conversations with people. You can get playful. You can get a lot more enjoyment. So yeah, some of these things which happen all the time, I think the more information we can give, the more people are able to jump in. They're ready. They're willing to really help out. And there's a lot happening here that can be picked up, and all of this sort of logistical things just creates more space for the big ideas, for the big passions, and to just be together in a more mindful way rather than too many of the little details. So yeah, I think that's something that's going to be really useful going forwards for the different for all the different iterations of TDF. Personal thing, maybe you can share what's been a really great moment for you so far, and what's something you're excited about.
Beautiful question. And so much that it's hard to choose. But,
right.
I would say one of the both most interesting and most meaningful experiences I've had here so far. I think that was the full moon celebration, where we started off with kind of a sharing circle inside and setting a little bit of intentions and context around both the start of the season, everything that's been happening at the gathering of the tribes, and then going into a silent walk of the land again to like really connect with the land, with the trees, with nature, and also start dreaming about what this could look like in like 5-10 years when things are really starting to regenerate. And then into the kind of the playful temple they're building on top of the hill, where there's also going to be like this hot tub and stuff, basically sitting there in a sharing circle, sharing experiences from recently and intentions, and also playing around, watching like the fiery orange sunset going down in the horizon, and then the full moon coming up on the other side, and then keep on conspiring about how we can create a regenerative civilization and blah blah blah. Then down to the music and the dancing and the dinner, and I think when some people stayed up at the temple and did some collective, like someone facilitated a collective dreaming session.
Lovely.
Which was also, anyways, just a really rich night of so many things coming together. So that was very special for me. yeah, how about you? Any specific experience?
Yeah, particular moments. There's one that's kind of standing out to me now. I had a great conversation with one of the TDF members, John,
Mm.
um, and his. I had no idea of Web3, blockchain, everything starting off here, and it felt really inaccessible to me to understand these things. I had read a little bit, but there's just something about these one-on-one, in-person conversations. And he explained to me using just really simple, practical metaphors from things that were already familiar to me, talking about this private and public key as if it was your IBAN for your bank account and then your password for your bank card. And somehow it was really like he was just unveiling this curtain over this thing that I had always been shaded from. And I just really appreciated that. So having the moments here where there's people who have become like really familiar, really passionate about stuff, and then they come and they're so willing to share. So yeah, I had a great conversation with him, and then attended his workshop. And just having had that little bit of background knowledge, I felt like I could take more from it and ask more questions, because all of this stuff we're talking about here, even if it's really techy and people are not incredibly involved in that world, we're talking about creating a new future, a different future. And everybody's voices need to be included in that, because everybody's going to experience and benefit from it. So yeah, just the more we can make things accessible, the better. And TDF is great. You really get like amazing experts here who just happen to be sitting beside you at breakfast, you know?
Mm.
So yeah. And for what I'm excited for next, wow, yeah, there's a lot of things. Really personally, my parents are coming to visit, and when I first came here, they were quite worried that I was joining a cult. And me saying when I left, I've quit my job and I'm coming back for 3 months, was absolutely probably underlining that fear. But they're very brave. They're going to come visit and stay for a couple of days, and I'm really grateful for them for that openness, and to introduce them to all of the magic that is here. Is going to be a beautiful culture clash that I can't wait to laugh at and enjoy.
Uh, yeah, I don't think I've had any of these conversations yet without people talking about this. Yeah, this cult thing, you know, like having conversations with family and friends back home, and no, this is definitely not a cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
If it's a money
playful
scam, they're
and fun.
failing really hard, because they're not taking my money.
Yeah, just curious of asking you and maybe sharing a little bit about yeah, what people are actually coming here to visit and to volunteer. Like, what's your overall sense of the people that comes to TDF?
The best of the best. Yeah, it's really mixed, I would say. I mean, everyone on certain level has similar interests in the same things, but people can come from very different backgrounds, and for different reasons, different things that they want to take from the project. You know, some people come to visit to see if this is somewhere they want to live. You know, that there's that we're setting up a community here, which is going to last for a very long time. So that's for that. Maybe if it's someone with a family, then there's these considerations of you know, having a space which is really friendly for children. If it's somebody who's just coming by to hang out for a few days, then I think the thing that's great to do is to see, you know, what knowledge we can gain from them, how we can share. We've had some great chefs as well, which I think has been brilliant. Our dinner yesterday was really, really delicious. So that makes such a big difference. Yeah, for me as well, I've really connected the last while with the women who've come, and that's been a theme in my life. This really strong feminine energy, um, and it felt so powerful and something that we just really wanted to tap into here. You know, if we're creating a future, we want it to be really women friendly. So we held a women's circle last Monday, and the plan is for it to be a weekly thing. So yeah, I'm happy. Everyone I meet here is amazing, and I feel really, you know, that I can learn a lot from them. But yeah, that's been a big theme for me, is connecting with feminine energy.
Beautiful.
And for you, how are you finding the TDF sheep?
The TDF sheep. Oh, the actual sheep as well as the models. Like who is at TDF and who is coming here? Like first and foremost, there's we're surrounded by beautiful sheep and lambs, and every morning I get a chance to go and watch the sunrise over there with the sheep roaming the fields and sneezing and coughing and talking with each other. So yeah. But over to the people I met so far, it's really just such a diversity of people from different backgrounds, from different cultures, from different countries, and in different stages of life. So I feel like just harvesting so much experience and so much knowledge and insights and life journeys. Yeah, so it's really a perspective giving to meet all these people and to connect at a deep level, like talking about like what people deeply care about and yeah, what their dreams and visions for the world is, and yeah, what kind of journey brought them to end up in this place. Um, yeah, it's everything from again like young parents with kids to older couples to people coming really from the tech background and blockchain and crypto, and people coming more from kind of intentional communities, community building. Some people coming, coming straight from maybe studies and wanting to experience something different, more embodied, like learning to go from the screen to getting into their bodies and into the soil. So it's such a diversity of people. Hmm. Yeah, maybe it's a good place to round off.
I had
Unless
one
you have
one finisher, which I think could be nice.
before.
So yeah, the stewardship program is it's a it can be a different number of people, but at the moment it's the two of us. So I think what's been really important is to remember that we're in this together, and you know that all of the intensity, the highs, the lows, everything, we can support each other. And I think what I would love to finish is to maybe share and invite, if you want to share back, just a gratitude of um, what you as a fellow steward has brought to me. So I just want to say thank you, because I think anytime I've needed a hug, you've been there. Anytime I'm running around a little too much and getting too caught up in this have to, should energy, I can see you and just learn to really sort of relax and bed down a little bit into the moment, the present. Your energy is also very wonderful and inspiring. There's just such strong, like really like childlike fascination, energy, passion to learn, which I've really appreciated and admired. Um, and I just think it's, I feel very lucky to be doing this with you, and I'm really looking forward to continuing learning and growing together. So yeah, thank you.
I want to give you a big hug. This is not a cult.
It's not that cold.
Thank you for both bringing up the prompt and for sharing. Yeah, it's a lot. And yeah, the feeling of like really being in this together is really mutual, and I'm glad that we get together, created this intention of really not being you and me and this and that, but actually being a we, really stepping into that feeling of being in it together, being a we, both the two of us as stewards, but also with the larger team. But yeah, you have also brought a lot to me, Kat. Like your just openness and authenticity and like a genuine being, like really not trying to be something else than what you are. Just yeah, I gotta be careful and not bring up any cultish like moments. But when you were helping some of the kids doing a shower, and we were filming this podcast with the Norwegians, and then suddenly you come running out with the kids all naked and like getting all messed up there. But yes, just you're really yourself and really not afraid of showing everything you are, but also coming from such a such a generous and big and caring heart. It's really inspiring me to to step into the same. And even though you definitely like that care, may also bring this feeling of having to make sure that everything is going well and everyone is taken care of, whether it's the chickens or the garden or the kids or Luna or the guests. Like you really the care also brings you into this maybe this state of like having to make sure everything is okay, which gets a bit into kind of the we need to do this and I should do this and
I can go
overwhelmed.
into mammying,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the pullback on that,
I feel like here we can really, and we are really helping each other to find back to balance and find back to consciousness and back to the intentions of also taking care of ourselves, like self-care, taking care of each other, and remember that this isn't primarily work and a labor camp. This is play and a playground and an opportunity to learn and to experiment and to explore and to share and to be, not just do, but to be. And you help me remember that as well by the way you are and with your silly glasses and the silly thing and playing with the kids and with the cats and how you're speaking with the guests and you're just inspiring me in many ways. And I guess it's my time to take off these glasses because this is how
they were silly, but also
how
practical because now I squint a lot.
Yeah,
So
I noticed myself.
I guess this is our steward journey so far. And I have no doubt that within a week we'll feel like we have another lifetime worth of things to talk about. And just thanks for watching, paying attention.
Whoever is watching and listening.
And be well.
Come to TDF, not the cult.